welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a prepare March's budget with me. So we're not in March yet. It's about a week, or I don't know, is that 6 days away? So I like to try to prepare my next month's spread, and these are the items that I'm going to be using. So I looked through my stickers ahead of time, and I'm really feeling the home planning one from Paper Studio Agenda 52 and All Seasons Paper Studio Agenda 52. I got these at Hobby Lobby for like 40% off, I'm sure, and I'm really excited to use these in today's, let's see, I'm gonna open them up to the ones that I want to use them to in next month's spread. So I'm really feeling the calm colors right now. Definitely wanting to make sure that I keep calm because baby girl is due in March. And yeah, I'm gonna just show you guys what I do to set up my my whole spread. So I use this is just the month view. I use the lined vertical layout of the classic happy planner, and if you haven't watched my February budget video, I put all of my category funds in these boxes, and then here's where I keep track of my expenses. The lines just work out really well for me, even having the separated lines here. So technically, I actually do not use these as a calendar. This is what I create my budget spread out of. So I end up tending to decorate over these numbers. So I've already put a sticker there, and I started to put stickers in, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to film this because some people might want to know how I do this, and I'm totally willing to show you because I think it's so awesome and it's working so well for me. So I look at my last so even though you can't see everything, but I have my budgeting for February open over here just to make sure that I have all my categories that I can look back at. Okay, so the way that I set this up is after the month, I go into the first set of days, and although they won't be days, I end up putting my, so this is going to be my expense tracker for my account. My husband and I have some separate accounts that we just kind of kept, and then we also have a combo account. So we've kept our separate accounts, and I'm going to show you my categories for my separate account. So in the Paper Studio Agenda 52 home planning packet, I found these cute little arrows. Sometimes I type and make up my own stickers, but I thought these were cute to go with this theme. I'm gonna put them right at the top, and I'll end up writing in what category that's for. So I'm just gonna do some different colors. Now, I'm gonna have to write kind of small, but that's okay. I am not a very small writer. I write pretty big, but oh well. Maybe I'll just keep going with that theme. So on this page, what I ended up doing, let's do this, last month is writing or tracking my, this is my fun money, this is my gas, and this is daycare. And then I end up tracking our groceries over here, even though this bottom part ends up being the expense tracker for my account. This allowed me to end up having a couple boxes for groceries because we spend more times on groceries a month than we do, for example, gas or fun money. And then I ended up needing to make a category for investments. Now these are just like investments in like this hobby that I'm into right now, or just kind of random things that we had to invest in that weren't necessarily part of our categories, but now they will most likely be. So this will be my expense tracker here. And what I end up doing with that is I end up bringing over the balance from previous month, and I put that here, and I don't end up actually adding it as part of, like, we'll deposit money into the account, but I just like to see the balance from the previous month. Okay, and then what we end up doing is, I don't usually label this, but I will for the sake of the video, is I put the date, so what's kind of, you'll notice is this one has less space than this side. So once I move to this side, I end up having tons of space for things. So I'll show you on this side. So it's date, item, amount, and balance. And then I also do a check mark here for when it comes out of my my bank account. And now you can put a totally different symbol, but I put a check mark here if I have put it under the correct category, because sometimes I write it in and I don't necessarily get to go put it under the category box and, you know, do all the calculating for that. So when I do that, I put a check mark there. Okay, so that's pretty much my expense tracker. I use two spreads for it, and then this one, so 1, 2, 3, 4, so each of them get 4 pages, I guess. I don't technically need 4 pages for my own, I found out last month. So what I'm gonna do is give take this one out of here so it doesn't. So mine will be 1, 2, and 3. And then our expense tracker is gonna start here. So I'll set it up very similar. Balance from previous month. And that'll go right here. Alrighty. And after that, is where I'll put the date, check mark if I've done the category, added it to the category, the item, the amount, check mark if it's come out of my bank account, and the balance here. Okay. So it's set up very similar to a register if you use or have used one of those before. Okay, so now I'm going to set up I have my categories here. So this is for my account. And then starting here's, you know, for our groceries, we tend to use about 3 different boxes. And now I'm starting to set up our other category boxes. So we have, I'm very detailed with it right now. So let me make sure I have them all. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, we actually have an even amount of 20 categories. You are probably thinking, whoa, why would she have 20 categories? I get that, but like I said, it's very detailed for us right now, which is how we like it and what works for us. We may not keep it that way in the future, but that's how it's working for us right now. So I will continue with my arrows and talk about my categories in just a few minutes. Okay, so now I have all my little arrows that I decided to decorate with this month. You saw these categories here. Now we are going to go into our family categories, which part of these are. The only one that's not. So I'll go ahead and explain my categories. I've taken Dave Ramsey. I haven't done any other programs, but it's been a long time since I've taken Dave Ramsey, but I've used Dave Ramsey as well as just what I've learned over life and what works for our family. And this is what we're deciding to do. So if there's something that doesn't make sense or doesn't seem right to you, you know, this is what is working for us. So with my account, I keep track of my, I have all my bills that I take care of. Some of them, our bills are things that, you know, take care of the family, but that's how we've separated them. So we both pay, you know, different bills, but that are for our household. And then in addition to that, we both have fun, we both have gas, and my check takes care of the groceries, the daycare. Okay, my husband takes care of some of the other things for our family, but this is just mine. And then our account takes care of groceries. So the only reason it is on this side with my expense tracker is because that's the room that I had to be able to keep track of our grocery spending. So every time we spend groceries, I put it on our family expense tracker and I put it in our groceries. Okay, so every month we start with $725. Is that what it is? I have to look back. Yeah. Okay. I put that in parentheses, and then as we spend, so as we spend in March, I will write an amount, a date and an amount, date and an amount, date and an amount, and I'll make sure we don't go over the $725. Okay. I'm not going to be able to write amounts today in these category boxes because I don't know exactly where I'm at since it's not the end of February yet. What I will be able to do is show you our categories and talk a little bit about those. Okay, so this month I wrote it all in these little arrows here, and last month I actually have them typed up, so I do it a little different to see how I like it every month, but this is what we have. So I've talked a bit about these enough. So just to give you like an overall, when I decided to start budgeting, I'm a very detailed person, and I look into a lot of things to make sure it's how I want to do it before I set everything up that way. So I looked into our accounts and what we were spending our money on, and I knew there'd be some things that weren't necessarily needed and some things that really were needed that I wasn't thinking about. But this is what we basically came up with, and that's why I call them like my family categories and not necessarily sinking funds. Some of them are sinking funds. If you look at sinking funds like an emergency or, you know, and something big to purchase later. But for us, this is just kind of what we spend our money on. Not necessarily monthly, but we do need to have it ready for it. So we usually spend money on family fun. This is like restaurants, when we go out to eat together, museums, something that we do as a family, or even if it's just a couple of us. Kids dates, we try to be intentional with kids dates, so we need a budget for that, and we want to make sure that we don't have anything, at least money-wise, holding us back for dates with our kids. So my husband might go on a date, or, you know, just take my son out to lunch or miniature golfing or something like that. And that's where we would take money from. I realize some people would keep both of these together under just family, but I like having it separate and making sure that we are intentional about that time that we spend with our kids. And, you know, we're not just like going out to eat all the time. This is for my husband and I to have a budget for our dates, so we're not feeling, it already gets kind of hard to go on dates. So if we don't have money for it, it's going to be really hard. And we wanted to set aside time, money for that and be intentional. This is for my husband and my son's haircuts. So they're monthly. I'm not monthly. I'm like 2 times a year. So they are monthly. This is for family birthdays. Right now, where I don't, like I said, I'm not writing amounts, but we're actually in the negative here because I have 3 birthdays by March 5th of our family. So, but that's okay because things we don't spend elsewhere our account ends up fine. This is for gifts to others. We don't know what's gonna come up, but some we do, but not all the time. And that's something we felt we needed a category budget for. Fitness or beauty. So I realized that sometimes I'll buy programs to, you know, for fitness, to learn more, or to just try something out. And then every month I have something that I need to buy for beauty, whether it's foundation, concealer, or something. So this is a nice category to have for us. There's my hair. We have a medical fund, so if we have a copay come up or a random visit to the hospital, this is very handy to have. Vacations, so as we start planning some vacations, we will have a good balance saved up, or you know, it just depends on how we plan as a family on what we want to do for that. This is back to school and sports, so I put those together. My son is going through baseball, and he's, you know, we're having to spend some money on some baseball stuff. So this is a good one to have. We also know some stuff for back to school is going to come up. This is for us to make sure that we have some money during the summer. We want to have fun during the summer, and I don't want to be held back because we didn't save any money. Same for Christmas. We are already saving for that, and I feel really awesome about that. Kids clothes, so we have a kids clothes fund. Our clothes. Home updates. Sometimes this ends up being just getting a chair for the house or something. Like for the nursery last month, we got a chair and I used the home updates amount. Home decor, I didn't realize, but I mean, I love decorating my house, and this has come in handy. So having even a home decor budget, if I can, is helpful. Now, kind of on a side note, I'm going to be going on maternity leave, and I won't be bringing in as much money. So a lot of these are going to have to go on hold, but that's okay. That's what I like about this is, no, we won't be spending money on home decor or home updates or probably even clothing, but we will have some saved up already. So that's nice. And we will just not be spending that money and living very, very frugally until I can get back to work. We'll have a car maintenance and tags account here, our memberships for, you know, Amazon, all that kind of stuff. So we don't just have to put out a big lump sum at that time of year. A lot of our memberships happen to be in December, so that would would be hard if we had to pay all of that right around Christmas. And then holidays. So for any other holidays, like last month, I spent $15 on the kids' Valentine's gifts. So I was able to feel good about that because I had the amount that we put in there for January and February, and it covered it. So, okay, so again, this is why I like doing my categories, because having something come up like maternity leave, these aren't things that I'm needing like right now or by a certain time. Some of them, yes, some of them are, but most of them are just our regular monthly spending. And that's why I like doing category spending and instead of it being like a must do. Now, if it wasn't maternity leave, then we would definitely be making sure we continue this. But I'm able to put some of these categories on hold, and that's what I like about this system. So that is our March setup for our March budget. If you'd like to see me go into the details of the categories and how I keep track of those and everything, I'd love to show you. At the end of February, I'm going to be transferring all of our amounts over, and I do have a January to February transfer on my YouTube as well that I can link below. And yeah, if you want to see the February to March transfer, then hit the bell, because subscribe and hit the bell, because that will tell you when I post a video, and that time is coming up very soon, within less than a week. So like this video if you like this kind of stuff, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great day.